Welcome to Voyager Scale Modelling. This is part 13 of Revell Star Trek USS Voyager, the Intrepid class, scaling 1 to 667. So this is going to be the final reveal for the build, but before we get into that, my thoughts on the kit as normal. Initially, the kit seemed like it was going to be a nice, simple, easy build. There was plenty of room inside for lights and to do other things with the kit, which is always a bonus if you want something more out of a kit. And that was fine. But I did sort of run into a few problems. Some of the plastic was warped. I don't know if that's on all of the kits, Star Trek Voyager kits from Revell, or I was just unlucky. But the rear end of the kit, where the shuttle bay is, the shuttle bay doors for that just do not fit. I had to use a lot of filler and things like that, a little bit of plastic out to make that part fit. Now this may be because I was leaving the bays open. And I initially thought because I put in a rudimentary landing bay as well, that may have affected the dynamics and the shape of the actual kit. But when I looked into it, the part that I scratch built didn't touch the sidewalls or the actual roof of the kit either, so it could not have been that. So it's just simply a bad fit, which is a shame because up to that point, plastic warping aside, because that can just be a bit unlucky on my part on the kit, it went together quite well. And because of those issues, I would only recommend the kit for intermediate to advanced build makers, because you are going to need a little bit of knowledge to sort out these issues. If you haven't built a Star Trek kit before, or anything of this type, you may struggle if you've only got the basic levels of skill for this particular build. So I would get something a little bit easier if you haven't done something like that, and build up those skills until you tackle a kit like this. And it should really point out on the skill levels as well. On a lot of kits, they'll have a coding system for skill levels, say 1 to 5, for example. That's mainly down to how many parts the actual kit has. So if the kit has 100 plus parts, it's going to be a high skill level. If it's got a lot less parts, it's going to have a low skill level. But that doesn't mean to say that a beginner can jump right in. Just because it's got less parts. It's how it fits together and how it builds. So the skill level on a kit that you see on the packaging might not necessarily fit the builder's skill level at that particular time. One of the things this kit has got going for it, though, is its size. It's quite a lot, makes up to quite a large model, and so on the whole, it's a good representation of Voyager. If you want a large-scale model to fit in with the original Enterprise or the Enterprise A, for those larger kits, it does fit into it. It's not exactly to those other scales, of course, but it would make a nice display sitting along those other models as well to a similar size. I particularly like the moulding for the windows on this kit. They were in a recess with the plastic, so it's easier to cut out the windows. Even if you just use a hobby knife, it's very achievable if you haven't done it before. So if you have got a moderate skill level and you're thinking about lighting up a kit and think, oh, I'm going to have to cut out the windows and so things like that, this is a good kit to try that on. The kit itself is relatively inexpensive as well, so if you do make mistakes, it's not the end of the world. It's not like if you buy a 1350 Enterprise, for instance, and spend a lot of money on it, then realise that you can't open up the windows for whatever reason. And also, the way this kit's laid out, it makes it quite easy to have your wiring in a running track from the saucer section to the cells to your outlay part into the stand. But also you would have to replace the stem for the stand like I did, although The stem I used was not really appropriate, but that was my fault. That's not a kit fault. But what I mean by that is, right, when you put your lights in it and wire it up, whether using circuit boards or a basic light setup that I've used, you don't have to constantly keep on breaking the wire, resoldering, and things like that. You can theoretically do it in one ring if you so wish, if it is a basic light setting. Also, I like the fact that you can button up the whole kit apart from the torpedo launch, the rear aft torpedo launch bays, then use that as your closing up point to connect your saucer section, the cells and everything once it's all together. So you've got that option as well, and it makes it a lot easier to wire it and light it up. There's a lot of room going from the nacelle struts to the nacelles themselves, which is good to add in extra LEDs and your wiring as well. If you've built a Star Trek kit, let's say the Enterprise D, for instance, on the struts for the nacelles there, you have to dig a channel in the mold for the wires. It can be very off-putting, but with this one you really don't. You can just run the wire right through. Again, that is a huge advantage for lighting up this kit. So overall, I really enjoyed building the kit. Yeah, there was problems. If you watched the other videos, you'll see what the problems were, as I said, about the landing bay and so on. But for someone with a bit of experience, you can overcome these problems. And anyway, it's a joy to build because it's making you think about the actual build. It's not a stock footage build. If you're putting the lights in, I'm pretty damn sure if you don't put the lights in, you have it as a straight build, you would probably fare better on the kit. On a side note, I decided to build the Kazon fighting ship as well after this build. On the intro of this build, when I showed the box art at the back, it showed you the 3 different ships of Voyager, the Kazon fighting ship, and the Marquee fighting ship. Now I've got all 3 kits, but I decided to build the Kazon ship next. I don't generally do one Star Trek kit after another. I like to leave it a little while, but this kit it intrigued me, so I built that. In fact, I'm just halfway through that build at the moment. So that build will come up after this build. So all that's left really to say is, if you haven't done so already, why don't you go over and check the channel for my other videos. Subscribe to the channel also if you haven't done so, and make sure that you hit the notification bell. That's quite important because you get notified not with all my future builds and all the updates and so on. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video, and I do like to hear from you, so please leave a comment. So here's the final review. I really hope you enjoy it. The quality, I should say as well, is not brilliant. My camera had problems picking up the kit while it was getting lit up because I'd done it in a dark setting. I also use a different background setting. Instead of using a black background, I bought some space themed posters and basically stuck them on and used that. So my camera had difficulty picking it up, but I've done the best I can. Hopefully it won't spoil the final review too much. So I hope you enjoy it. So all that's got to be done now is to say thank you very much. Let's hope you enjoy the build and you stick around for the next build. Bye for now.